City of Colleyville, Madam Mayor, members of the council, Mr. City Manager, what's left of our guest of our city, and my fellow citizens. 2 weeks ago, I sat through a debate about the questionable parkland swap and listened to 5 of you chastise Councilman Newton and his wife about inquiring into public information. I am deeply concerned about the apparent withholding of information concerning this questionable land swap. It appeared to me, to an objective listener, that this was a means, what you were saying to the citizens is that the end justifies the means, and I couldn't disagree more. It is for that reason that I rise to speak tonight. The existence of the following documents was revealed to me during my final days on the council. I'm going to pass this. On May 3rd, 2001, one of these documents was faxed to council members Short, Taylor, Feldman, Marlin, Teig, and Mayor Donna Arp. That document outlines a preliminary business plan that reveals the formation of a sub-S corporation called Village Realty, in which Donna Arp would own 100% of the common stock. This corporation would have the exclusive listing agreement for the village properties. It further outlines a lucrative compensation plan for all sales and leasing activities in the village. Other disturbing points outlined in the operating plan are that the village shall provide staff support for leasing and brokerage activities. For example, it states if Donna has lease prospect, the staff at the village will prepare the lease. The Village Realty may lease and sell other developments that may compete with the village. Once first buildings are completed in the village, the developer will provide a marketing office for Village Realty. Would that be the Couch property? Village Realty should enter into an agreement with the village by the first quarter of 1999. This fax was accompanied by a cover letter which also raises good points about the agreement. The author states that even if this document was not executed, the mere consideration of such a plan is a conflict of interest and violates the public trust. Another point made is you have a civic and moral responsibility to give this your attention. How you choose to handle this situation will be a testimony to your personal integrity and ethics. If there are any questions about the disclosure of these documents, to the best of my knowledge, such disclosure is covered under the Federal Whistleblowers Act. These documents are particularly disturbing because they raise serious issues of ethics, conflicts of interest, and violation of the public trust. Despite that, 3 of you sitting here tonight, 2 of whom are seeking re-election, did nothing publicly to inquire into these matters after receiving these documents on May 2001. Instead, you took actions on the village project that increased the appearance of impropriety, including moving the City Hall from town center in violation of Section 1103 and 1104 of our city charter, substantially increasing reimbursement to the village partnership, as well as the ill-fated swap of parkland for the City Hall library site. Another document I received may shed some light on these questions, but it raises similar questions. The following letter is dated 3 weeks to the date after control of City Council changed in May 2000, and I want to let you pass that one. It is a loan guarantee proposal from village developer Richard Meyers to Joe and Jenny Teig, offering a fee for the personal guarantee of the $5 million development loan. It outlines how our tax dollars will be used to rebate the partnership as follows. Frost Bank has approved the development loan for the village, provided we have a guarantor in addition to the guarantee from Tom Miller and me. The City of Colleyville TIF agreement should rebate $5 million to the partnership from part of the property taxes and sales taxes generated in the village. Another point is we will deposit $850,000 in Frost Bank prior to the loan closing, which will assure that your guarantee will drop to $1,150,000 on September 1st, 2000. Such a letter also contains sufficient information to have alerted any elected official familiar with the village progress at that time that increasing the taxpayer's obligation to the project was risky at best. As a tax-paying citizen, and on behalf of all Colleyville taxpayers, we want to know why nothing has been done during the past year with respect to these documents and the information contained in them. Council, the citizens of Colleyville deserve answers to these serious questions involving the use of our taxpayer money, what relationship exists between the parties referenced in these documents, and whether or not the mayor or any member of the city council has a financial interest in the village project. We deserve a full inquiry by the appropriate state or federal governmental agencies into the issues raised by these documents and full public disclosure of the results of such inquiry. These documents raise serious questions of ethical impropriety, or at least the appearance of impropriety, particularly when combined with your actions and collective voting records with respect to the village project. Colleyville citizens deserve answers to these serious questions. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Richard Meyers. Since I can't say anything to you, Mr. Meyers, I sure wish I'd gotten this deal. I'm just teasing. I haven't had a chance to read it, but go ahead.
I feel I need to respond to the points raised there, although I'm sure Mayor and Council Member Teig would respond to them in their own time. The situation with the Council Member Teig, we had, when we were looking for the loan to develop the property, we approached several citizens in northeast Tarrant County, the Teigs being one of them, about possibly guaranteeing the loan. And Ginny and Joe Teig thought the project was terrific. They indicated that to me. They hoped it succeeded. But Ginny indicated that she was unable to do that, to guarantee the loan, because she would have to abstain on every vote thereafter with respect to the village. And she wanted to be, an active participant as an elected official in deciding, key issues with the village and so forth. So that's, in effect, what happened with that discussion. But they were one of several families that we approached regarding that. And then with respect to, I guess I might like to even see that.
Came from Kinko's, so that, and there's no names or anything on it.
One interesting thing about this document, not even sure who it was. Let's see here. Okay. The one page, I haven't seen, I don't think I've seen the other page for where it says Colleyville City Council members. I'm not sure who wrote that. The attached document was given to me late last night. I'm not sure what that's all about. This is the preliminary business plan. It says for Village Realty, Inc. And my recollection of this was I was having council, it was at the time Council Member Arp was in her last term as a council member, as I recall, and she was trying to decide, in effect, whether she wanted to run for public office anymore. And we were talking about business in general, and she said, she had been in commercial real estate in the past, and if she did not run for public office again, she was interested in getting into commercial real estate. And I thought about that, and I thought about her personality being very dynamic. And I thought, boy, she might be a terrific person to bring on to help market the village at Colleyville. So she discussed, well, how would that work? If I didn't run for public office, and this is, I think, right a month or two before you decided to run for mayor, as I recall. She said, can you, in effect, explain how that would work if I was back in the commercial real estate business and doing the, heading up the marketing for the village, and in effect had her other, real estate brokerage business or whatever. And so this looks to me like something that I wrote that in effect is a pro forma business summary of what she would do if she was, the marketing director. But I sent her that and decided to run for mayor, and that was that. And so I never heard anything about it.
Mr. Meyers, have I ever received $1 of compensation from you?
Madam Mayor, I think it's
No, is that
against
what you
the
said?
Open Meetings Act.
Oh, I'm
to
sorry.
comment.
Well, I'm being accused here, Mr. Newton, and I
I
understand the
understand that, but
setup
I'm
real
sorry.
well. Okay.
But that's against the
I
Open Meetings Act.
understand the setup very well. But I want the records to show
Mr. Attorney,
I want the
can you
records
point
to
out
show
to the
Mr.
mayor
Newton
that
says,
this
Mr.
cannot be
Meyers
commented
says
on
I've
right
never
now?
received $1 from him. I'm being accused of something illegal, Mr.
Well,
Newton.
you're doing it again right now. This is comments, and I do not believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. City Attorney.
Well, it's a good setup. I understand it.
I think all the council members are aware that under this item on the agenda, there can't be any exchange of discussion.
Sorry.
And in conclusion, I guess interesting, these are actually private documents that appear to be stolen from our offices. I'm not sure how, but I find that somewhat interesting.
Thank you, Mr. Myers.
And thank you.
Jimmy Archie.